Everybody out there in Nerdsworldville. This is, as you know, Nerds World. I'm Nick, and today on Nerds World it's a little different today because we have a little different cast with us today. Well, as usual, we have Danny the Weasel to my right of me, as always. Danny.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
And we don't have Zack the Master here today, which is an oddity because Zack the Master usually is here, but he's in Newport visiting his sister right now. So taking his place today, we have Matt the Engineer. Matt, would you like to say some words today?
Hello.
See, he got better from his stroke, as we mentioned in the last episode, and we're happy to hear that. So, and if you haven't noticed already, we actually have background music for the beginning of the show, which is pretty cool. Isn't that pretty cool? You liking that background music?
Sounds a lot more professional.
It does, doesn't it? Actually,
it does.
It's from Ren and Stimpy, which is also where we got the theme song for today's show from. It's actually, you may remember this song. Also, if you haven't seen Ren and Stimpy, you may have remembered it from SpongeBob. It's the one with where Squidward moves to that all Squidville. That was one of my favorite episodes. But anyway, let's get talking today. We're going to talk about. It's going to be a little different because, once again, we're supposed to have Tom on the show, and he told me he was going to be here today, and he never showed up. So we're just... So far, he may show up. I have no clue if he's going to show up today.
If he shows up later in the show, it's going to be really super awkward because we're going to have to kill anything we're already talking about to move on to stuff we were going to do with him. So, yeah.
Like, out of time.
Yeah, we're really just coasting today because we really don't. We have stuff to talk about, but a bunch of the stuff was supposed to be we were supposed to do with Tom. But so let's actually get started talking about some of the stuff as we'll improvise.
Everyone loves improvisation, right?
Yeah, I'm in the improv club. Oh, speaking of improv club, just a couple note-keeping announcements. Most likely next week, I'm not 100% sure, I have Ben and Ken Kaminsky coming on the show. We're going to interview them, which we were actually talking about last week, and Ken came up to me afterwards and said how he and his brother would love to be on the show and have an interview, and which we're all happy about. So we're going to talk about some fun stuff with them, some Broadway stuff, and if you don't like Broadway, well, you can just deal with it because Ken is a rock person, but Ben's more of the Broadway type person, but it really doesn't matter because I actually have some Broadway-loving people listening to the show right now, so. But anyway, let's go into the news. So I was watching something, and they were saying how they were working on Star Wars VII, and how they already have some of the plans and some of the stuff all the way underway, and they actually are building a full-scale Millennium Falcon, and they are working on lightsaber hilts. Could this be they might even be working on some practical effects for this one, bring it back to like Star Wars episodes 4, 5, and 6 instead of like 2 and 3 where it was all just CGI animation, which I really didn't like that very much.
CGI is good in certain circumstances, like reanimating aliens. It's really good in that sense. But then again, I mean, nothing beats the old time stuff. Like
you really can't animate aliens because I mean, look at like all the stuff Frank Oz did for Star Wars. He did Yoda, a bunch of the different aliens and the puppets and stuff, which was pretty cool. And
the skill, like for instance, a really good example, John Carpenter's The Thing. The original one was done with. Was done with like puppets and animatronics. The new one was done with CGI, and I honestly say the old one was way better. The old one actually scared me. The new one just did not.
Speaking of scary movies, you ever seen the movie The Blob, the original one from the 50s?
No, I never saw that, unfortunately.
That is such an awesome effect, which I don't even know what they made the Blob out of. It just looks like a bunch of garbage bags, all gooey and stuff. It's so weird looking. That
was the one where like the guy comes in and to the police station, and he's like, I saw something, and he's in the police.
and it swallowed up the guy. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was a crazy.
Out of the sink and grabs his face.
That was the original.
Yeah.
That was a good movie.
that was good.
Oh, Matt's actually.
I didn't see it full way through. I just saw clips of it.
Yeah, I've seen the whole movie. It was great. Matt's actually looking up some Star Wars stuff right now. What were you looking?
I was trying to look for the Episode 7 stuff of Star Wars, but I couldn't find anything. Or I could, but Internet Explorer, you know.
Yeah. Anyway, but I would love to see Lucas bringing it back to the old days and actually getting the good results back. Also, I was looking here on Wikipedia on some other things that Lucas was talking about, which he was discussing back in the 1980s, which is kind of funny. It's saying Episode 7 will begin roughly 20 or perhaps 30 or 40 years after the end of Return of the Jedi. R2-D2 and C-3PO would be the only characters who might continue through all 9 films, which makes sense. The trilogy would deal with the rebuilding of the Republic. It's like a saga, the story of a group. It's like a saga, the story of a group of people, a family, which is like, as we know, Han would later marry Leia, and of course Leia is related to Luke, brother, sister. Luke would have a romantic relationship with a female love interest. I'm not sure. Maybe they'll talk about Mary Jade.
Yes, I think that'd be interesting. My problem with this whole idea of what I say they should have done is instead of having do sequels, because sequels are so hard to do anyway. What they should have done is gone back maybe even a little bit further, back to maybe the Stark Hyperspace Wars.
Oh, that would be pretty great. Maybe they might do some more prequels of that.
Yeah, with what was that called? The gigantic space station that they built.
Yeah.
I don't remember what that was called.
Death Star?
Not the Death Star. It was like this it wasn't a It wasn't a destruction station. It was like a station that was meant for like building or something like that. I don't remember what it was called.
Space station?
It's a gigantic space station, and it's supposed to be bigger than the Death Star was. It was supposed to be absolutely massive, but it was destroyed a long time ago.
What are they planning on releasing? I've heard this date. It's pretty crazy.
Release date apparently so far is December 18th, 2015. And I don't remember when they were.
We'd be juniors in high school. No, seniors, wouldn't we? We'd be seniors because we'll be seniors.
What really makes me mad though is you can't, in my opinion, I do not think you could really make this. Well, then again, yeah, you have. They're still gonna have Mark Hamill, Harrison Ford, and Carrie Fisher.
Yeah, they're going to still have them. They're going to be they're going to be in their 60s and 70s, which would be likely because they're that old now. But what I've been pissed off since the beginning about is they're not doing the Grand Admiral Thrawn trilogy. And me and a buddy were discussing this previously, and not Danny, but another buddy, and I would really have loved to see that because there's been so much Star Wars Extended Universe stuff that it could have been hundreds of movies, and it could have been the Yuns and Vong.
Star Wars: The Old Republic.
That was how Chewbacca died.
Yeah, that was pretty sad, man.
That was sad. I was sitting there and I was
like,
God,
damn!
I just like
me and my
Chewbacca forever.
Me and my buddy John Michael were discussing how they could have done the courtship of Princess Leia. How they could have gotten a new type of audience.
Oh yeah.
Is what I'm thinking. They could because of a whole romantic movie type thing, which would be pretty interesting. But
yeah, I mean, plus then you had I really want them to do. I really wish they would do like something about like the old Sith, because I mean, unless you actually read into it, you don't know this. The Sith, the reason they call them Sith Lords is because the Sith were actually an alien species that were skilled in the dark side of the Force, and then these people found them, they taught them to them, and they became like lords over them. And at one point, like they never went into this in the movies. The dark side powers. The dark side is much stronger than the light side. The Sith Force Bomb. Have you ever heard of that one?
Yeah, that thing was killer.
That was amazing.
That was a killer thing. No, a thought bomb. Wasn't it a thought bomb?
The thought bomb. That was. Did you see the comic book thing of it? You see the guy and he's just like, what? No, explodes.
It's
and it's like, oh man,
that thing was killer.
Did you see who is that Dark Lord? There was
Nihilus was my favorite.
No, he was in a space station. There was a Dark Lord in a space station.
Darth Vader.
No. He orbited a sun, and through his own force, he could increase the troop potential like the killing potential of his troops by like 100%. They were basically invincible until his Dark Lord.
Nihilus. Darth Nihilus died, put his soul in a mask, and put his mask on a body. I win. He was killed when his entire ship was crashed or something like that. I don't even... Like, and his ship was really cool, too. It was like a really awesome-looking ship. I mean...
Oh, that was funny, Matt. Matt's playing Battlefield 4 as we play right now. He just crashed into the ground.
In an A10.
In an A10, that was pretty... Speaking of video games, we're still going to stay on this whole Star Wars topic. Danny just got Battlefront 2, Star Wars Battlefront 2 for his PC. They have it on Steam, and I didn't know that until today. I love that game.
Yeah, I mean, me and Matt, we've been friends for a very long time. We've been friends
How long?
ever since kindergarten, actually. So what we would do is we'd go over like my house or his house, and I had a PlayStation 2. I'd have my controllers, Battlefront 2 game, and we would play. We were like, I mean, I'm terrible at FPS games. I'm terrible at most games. Battlefront was one of the only games that I actually was amazing.
Oh, same here. I'm not very good with video games, but actually, funny thing, Zack was over my house yesterday, and we were playing my NES. We were in my basement playing my NES, and we're playing Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, which was like one of my all-time favorite games, and I'm just sitting there trying to remember all the secret cheats, like Glass Joe, you gotta punch him in the jaw, and all the secret signs that the enemy was about to punch you, and Zach's looking really like, you're a master at this game, and I'm like, I'm not trying to. This is all my stuff my dad taught me, because it used to be my dad's.
The old games, I still say are one of the best, because the old games, like me and my dad were talking about this. We were at GameStop the other day. And we were looking through, and we saw Doom 3. And my dad was like, oh, they made a Doom 3? Oh, that's amazing. And I look at him and I go, it's not good at all. And he's like, but Doom was really good. I'm like, nah, it's not. Because I remember, when I was a little kid, I used to love watching my dad play games. My mom would go out and do something else, and my dad would boot up the computer, and he'd go and play Doom 2. And Doom 2 was like my favorite game ever. It's a puzzle game that you had to kill monsters in, and the monsters would spawn periodically, and you had your ammo, and you had to find the ammo. You'd run out of ammo. You were screwed, but you had to figure out a way to solve the puzzle anyway. Doom 3, I mean, I was pumped when that came out. Doom 3, I like watched it on YouTube. It stunk. It's an FPS game. It's an FPS game, and it was nothing more. It was not a puzzle game anymore. And they took out the double-barrel shotgun. My dad looked at me and said, double-barrel shotgun was the only thing fun about that game.
My dad has a shovel. Yeah, I don't know why I just said that. Matt just fell out of what? Matt just fell out of an airplane and he didn't die. And I'm trying to figure. Oh, he had a parachute. Didn't look like he had a parachute.
Yes, I had a parachute.
You should just jumped out of the plane. That would have been cool.
I jumped out of the plane and then I parachuted.
Anyway, we have to go back to school on Monday. We just, if you remember from last week's episode, we were for the Valentine's Day special. By the way, that was like the highest amount of views we had in like the first 2 days. So we'd like to thank you for that, because we got a bunch of new viewers. A bunch of people were praising me on the show. That was a great show, and I loved that episode.
Yeah, that was a good episode.
That was a great episode. It was funny. We really had a good time.
We didn't have any special guests, though. That's the other thing.
Yeah, whatever.
I was still wondering. We're still investigating Zack. So.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Don't worry.
We still think he's a neo-Nazi. Well, he's not here today, so we can technically say Zack's a neo-Nazi. we could say that. But
we need to investigate further.
Anyway, no. But we were doing
suspected of being under suspicion. He is suspected of being under suspicion, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, but we were there because we didn't have school for like the Thursday and Friday, and we had bonus days for our vacation. Because we were this is our February vacation. For the people who if you're listening and you're not from where we are, so I doubt that. But anyway, we have to go to school on Monday, and Matt's telling me like, "Oh, did you do this assignment? Oh, did you do this assignment?" I am so screwed if I had assignments that I didn't do. I don't even remember what we were even doing.
The really nice thing is me, Matt, and Zack have a 2-day week next week. You know why?
Oh, that's right.
The Jets trip.
You dicks are going to Washington D.C.
Yep.
You're so lucky. I'm going to be here.
You join next year.
I'm going to join next year because
that's a little. incentive. Anyone who's watching this who's not on the Jets team should definitely join. It's a
Who lives in our area?
who lives in our area. But like if you personally know us or you know where we live you should definitely join the Jets team.
Don't forget, if you know where we live, we're having a new promotion. Rape Danny and tell us about how you think of our show. That's our new promotion.
Come on, who's gonna want to rape me?
That's right. Who would want to rape? Who would want to rape him? He doesn't have a girlfriend. Oh, Matt just tore down a building.
It's only fun to rape people if they have a girlfriend because then you can brag to
Wow.
Okay, we're changing that conversation.
them. Exactly.
All right.
Okay, we're leaving that now.
Yeah, changing. Shut up.
That's how you change.
Changing the subject. You can. Anyway, but we have to go back to school on Monday. Actually, you know what? Because I'm just bored and I don't know what else to talk about. I have stuff to talk about, which we can talk about in a little bit. But since we're talking about school, Danny, worst teacher you've ever had?
Worst teacher I've ever had. I'm not naming any names, but she was a math teacher I had a couple years ago, or 1 year ago, or 2, or whenever, I don't know. But
Was it elementary, middle, or high school?
I don't really want to give it away. It was middle.
do that.
It was middle school. I had 2 math teachers in middle school.
Okay, no, because we're in the same school. Got to tell it. Who was it? They won't listen.
Later.
We did the English teacher. What's her face last week?
Well, we weren't really making fun for. See, the thing about it was the math teacher. She wasn't a bad teacher. She knew how to teach and everything. But the thing was that she did things really boring.
Was that Mrs. Spots?
No, Mrs. Spots was like the best math teacher ever.
You're kidding me. My cousin had her a couple years ago, and she thought she was well, I'm not even going to say, but you know what I'm talking about.
You know, the reason everyone doesn't like her is because she knows how to stop anything. She can make anyone feel guilty. She can make anyone feel like they are the worst piece of garbage on the earth. But the trick is, she loved me. You know why? I always handed in my assignments. I never talked out in class, and because of that, she let me work with anyone I want, work with partners. Literally, all I had to do was ask her, and she said, "Sure." I mean,
that was like me in gym class. Ironically enough, the gym teacher and my dad were on the same basketball team in high school, and my dad's older than him. So I didn't talk in that class. I did what I was told. I could get away with murder in that class. And
The one that you and I were in?
yeah, that's right. We were all in the same gym class. I forgot about.
Yeah, but
what was
Danny
that?
was like, Danny had one of the other teachers. We had like 3 different teachers. For
Oh yeah.
I was gonna be in your class.
yeah,
I think.
said they changed it.
They changed it last minute.
Oh yeah.
Don't you hate when that happens? It's like
Yeah, sudden changes. You had great teachers, and then boom, you got to change.
I don't want to say any like names, but there was a kid named Steven who was my friend. You know who I'm talking about. Yeah. Yeah, he was my friend. We kind of grew apart after a while, and he was my friend. Like at the time of 4th grade, and he was going to be in my class, and I was pumped because I'm like, yeah, my friend in my class and everything. Last minute, we all realized that he had 2 different teachers. He was scheduled down for 2 teachers, so the one that they changed him to was the one that was not in my class.
Yeah, me and Danny have never been in the same class.
We were in the same. The only reason we're friends is because we were in the same class once in kindergarten. We have never been in the same class since.
Oh yeah, that's right. You told me that. No, you guys were in the same gym class for a while, weren't you?
Well, gym class, yes, but no academic classes together.
Yeah, whatever. What was it?
Actually, first day of school this year. I walked into class and Matt was sitting there and I'm like, yes, finally.
But he was in my class and you were in the wrong classroom. You were supposed to be next door.
No, he was in the wrong class.
You're a dumbass.
Yeah, I know. I didn't. Well, actually, I didn't. It said the wrong room. It said the room next to it.
What happened was the 2 teachers switched rooms, so it confused everyone.
Yeah, and they didn't tell us.
Yeah.
So
Oh yeah, that's right. Who's that? Our English teacher this year?
Yeah.
She was
I
so.
just walked into the guy's room because my thing said Mr. Gallivan on it. So.
Yeah, I didn't really. I thought it might have been a misprint. Or something.
Why in our school are all the teachers going to different classrooms? Can't they just stay in one freaking room? It's like,
There's not enough classrooms for all the teachers. That's my point of view on it. Plus, it's just legal bullshit.
Yeah, whatever. Speaking of our English teachers this year, our English teacher is so boring.
Yeah, if she probably isn't. But if
No, she wouldn't hear it. No, she's not going to hear this because I've never mentioned this in class. So, no, this would be her every day in class. Okay, hi, how are you today? So we're going to take out Catcher in the Rye today. We're going to discuss about chapters 3 and 4 and what you thought about it. And we'd all be talking in the background because she's so quiet. And then how she would get angry is like, be quiet, please. Be quiet, please. She's annoying. See, you got her husband. Her husband.
Mr. Galvin.
Mr.
What about that?
Okay,
Yeah.
He's not going to let us do it either. Don't mention this in class. Or
I never do. Mr. Galvin's the freaking best teacher in the world. I mean, like,
no, Mr. Sand's the best teacher in the world.
the best teacher
Mr. Sand,
teacher that I've had. Literally, what he will do, he will not care. Like, he is one of the few classes that I'm actually glad I have all the people I do not like, because they're all the loudmouth kids that all talk out. Mr. Galvin doesn't care, though, so, like, what ends up happening is a normal class discussion just turns into a bunch of talk.
You guys are so loud. He's next door to us.
And it's hilarious, because what it ends up doing is, like, there's this running joke about, like, this kid going to Mr. Galvin's class and just like creeping outside his window for some reason. It's a joke.
What?
Yeah, I know. It's just a running joke, and it's the weirdest thing ever. But it's just a running joke we have in our class, and it's just
Your class is full of dicks, aren't they?
Yes,
Wow.
it is.
Wow.
I'm not gonna lie. I will say that because half of his half. That's minimal. Like 3/4 of his class are full of dicks.
If you're listening to this, you're not a dick. Don't worry.
Yeah, we discussed that last week.
Yeah, if you're just being careful in case you missed last episode. If you're listening to this, that means we don't think you're a dick.
Yeah, that means you're in the 90% of the grade that I like.
Yeah.
That means the gaming people, the people who are in the play, the gaming people, Tom D'Angelo. Who else am I missing out on? Oh, just the average everyday Joes.
Yeah, that should be them.
Yeah, Joe Bocamponi, Joe Boddington. Who other Joes I know? I don't know any other Joes. Do you know any other Joes?
That's a funny thing. I'm
Joe
one of those people
Schmo?
who does not know a Joe.
Joe Schmo.
You know? Don't you? You know?
Joe Schmidt.
That's John Schmidt.
Ah,
I don't know.
I know that. I don't know.
Sorry,
He's in
I'm
our
terrible
French
with names.
Yeah, you know, it's time to bitch about our French class.
That's a funny thing. I have very little to bitch about because I actually like French. I mean, I don't like French.
About French. I don't like French. I love the French. I love the country. I love the history. I hate the language. I don't like it. It's boring.
I take the language for the purpose of I need it to get into college.
See, I take the language because for two reasons. One, I have a relative who lives in Paris right now, who, if he's listening, maybe he's listening to it, or maybe his buddy who's in Italy is listening to it right now, which is pretty cool. We might have foreign viewers.
Oh yeah.
Say hi in Italian. Who takes Italian? You guys take Italian?
I take Spanish.
I take French with you. I'm in your class.
I forgot.
I
forgot. You know what? I don't know what brought this up, but I was taking this poll the other day on the computer, and it was to find out what type of group you belong in high school. Is it a bad thing I got the stoners?
No.
And it showed a picture of Stephen Hyde from That 70s Show. I guess that's fine in some books.
I guess that's fine.
Anyway, what were we talking about?
Okay.
What were we talking about? French? Oh, yeah, French. Anyway, I mean, the teacher's okay. I don't have a problem with her. I just hate the subject. I mean, my French teacher gave a kid $5 to turn on her iPad.
What?
She didn't know how to operate.
Okay, I'll tell this story. Okay, so we're in class, and you know how the school has to record people?
Yeah.
So for, like, purposes of knowledge and all that stuff?
You have to like show it to other teachers. And
Yeah,
whatnot.
for, like, reference or something.
Yeah.
Well, she was doing it, and she couldn't turn on her iPad. And Zack, it was Zack actually, Zack the master, and she's like, Miss Trinkus, you have to turn on your iPad. How do you do that? And another thing, she has it flipped, so it's flipped at herself, and she's recording it while she's doing it. And Zack goes, Miss Trinkus, you flipped it the wrong way, and he fixes the whole thing, and she pays him $5.
That's why Zack is the master.
Yeah,
That's why he is the master, everyone.
that's why he's not here, little.
Everyone has their own legal bullshit they have to tend to.
Little.
I thought we were supposed to stop swearing.
Yeah,
Who cares?
it's late in the show. People stop listening about now.
Oh, really?
I saw.
Yeah, that's probably.
Yeah.
They would probably.
I know my parents stopped listening. They just listen like the first 5 minutes.
This is the flood map. I'm
What?
playing the flood map, everyone.
He's playing the flood map on Battlefield 4. I don't know what that
Oh my
means. I don't
gosh,
play
this
video
is
games much.
What do you mean you don't play video games much?
I
You
play
can
vi-
still crush me in Halo.
Oh yeah, Danny, you suck. You play video games more than I do. I can still kick your ass.
I also
man.
don't play Halo.
Yeah, he doesn't.
I don't play. I hardly play video games. I only play it if there's company or I'm at a friend's house.
Yeah, that's the thing. You don't play many video games, but you have a couple video games that you master. Like Halo.
Or any of my games on my NES.
Like Halo, I've played him in Halo, and like I walked in the room like just saying there, I'm like, oh yeah, I've played Halo 4, bitches. I know everything about it. I get one shot by him with the energy sword. I'm spraying.
I am the master of the energy sword.
He's just taking
Slice.
I'm absorbing your bullets. It comes in and charge slices me. I'm like,
love the energy sword.
only thing more fun is the gravity hammer.
The gravity hammer. Oh
The gravity hammer's fun. I can go one shot on that too. That's always fun to do. What else should we bitch about?
We bitch about bitching.
Oh, I know. Let's
Too
do
many people
let's
bitch
tell
these days.
let's tell funny stories. Who has a funny story to share?
You start. I'll fix it.
Okay. This is the time when I was in New York City and I had dinner with the mob. True story. So once upon a time, we were in New York City a couple years ago. With my first drummer, by the way.
Oh, your first drummer.
Yeah. And we were in New York. We're in like the Little Italy district, and
It's a nice district.
and we go inside, and we're just sitting down, getting ready to have some nice chicken parm because they had chicken parm on the menu. I love chicken parm. And we walk inside a few minutes, and a bunch of people, like a few were in suits, a few had the pompadours going. It was just like it's just what you would picture stereotypical Italian people. And they'd walk in, and it was just a bunch of people all sitting down. And my buddy who was with my cousins, like, dude, that's a capo in the mob or something. And I'm like, dude, that's bullshit. Come on, you're kidding me. It's the mob. What would they be doing here? And anyway, he comes over, and I'm wearing my Beatles shirt, and he's like, hey, this kid's wearing a Beatles shirt. He's all right. Give him some food on us, huh? So I didn't piss off the mob. That's always good.
Oh, that's nice.
But anyway, yeah, I had dinner with the mob.
Well, I can follow up on that story. Well, so like I was at a place once with my dad, and it was like one of those. It was one of those work things. Like I had nothing to do, and my dad had to go to like one of those work banquets that like a lot of places always do. So
I'm pausing on your story. Time to talk about how bad those banquets are.
hold on. I'm finishing this first. Then you're going.
Then I'll talk about how much I hate those parties.
Yeah. So I was there. I mean, I had nothing to do. I was home alone, and my video games had been taken away a long time ago because of all the stuff that I love to do. But not drugs. But yeah. So I was there, and my dad's talking with one of his friends, and his friend is like, all right, well, my brother's in the army and stuff, and he was coming home. So my uncle had a great idea. Hey, let's put him in the trunk. So and say to his wife, hey, let's go get some stuff out of the trunk. So they open the trunk, and he's there. So he says to my dad, "That you think that's funny or what?" My dad goes, looks at him, puts his glass down, stares him in the eye, and goes, "I will tell you one thing."
For those of us who are watching it, Matt is playing Battlefield 4 while we're talking about this, and this guy was driving on a Jeep or something, and Matt goes and shoots him, and the thing runs him over after he dies. It was great. Anyway, go on with your story.
Back to my story. So my dad looks at the guy and goes, "Look, buddy, my wife is Sicilian. If Uncle Tony is looking at me saying, 'Hey, get in the trunk of the car,' that's not a good thing."
All right.
I swear he is like that too. He's one of those like fat guys that always wears the suit and everything.
Oh my God! I'll tell you a funny story about a fat guy.
Oh, and he died. which sucks because he was amazing.
Now the story took a bad turn. Dude, you suck. Anyway, I'll tell you a funny story about Fat Guy. So me and my buddy AJ, like my best bud, and he lives up the street from me, and we're at the neighbor's 4th of July party, which I cannot stand going there because I don't know anybody. That's why I bring them along, because they like them. They're friends with their kids who are basketball people, and that's really why I don't hang out much with them anymore. But they have an Xbox, so that's why I still go over on the occasion. Okay. Anyway, and all their relatives are over. Like, not just it's one of those parties, not just with the regular relatives like you see all the time. All the relatives, all the weird old ones, all the ones from out of state, just everyone's there. And one of the relatives is this big stereotypical fat Italian guy who's loud, who's obnoxious, and he drinks all the time. And not like to excess just to get drunk, but you always see him like with a bottle in his hand or something. And we're sitting outside, and we're sitting outside, and he's inside the garage getting a bottle of beer. He picks it up, drops it, and goes, "Oh, you bastard!" And it's like it goes everywhere. And me and my buddy me and AJ are trying not to laugh because it is so funny. Because this guy's hilarious. Another. This is the same party, and this guy, and they're sitting by the pool. And he's and they got a fire pit going, and he goes to my friend's dad. Hey, all right, let's everyone take our shirts off. Ladies first. And this guy's just weird. I mean, I don't even know what to say about him. But anyway, why is the phone ringing?
Because the phone likes to ring.
Did the phone just say queer?
Yes.
No.
Matt, your phone's rude. Wait, what do you have to do about that? You're going to have to do something about that.
My cousin's last name
is queer?
No, it's Quercy, which is it's a very strange name.
Your cousin's last name was Quercy?
Yeah, it's a very strange name. I mean, not strange, but like strange for the phone to say. So it's always going to be like Queercy.
Queercy.
Instead of I don't know. I don't know how they program it.
Your phone. You need to readjust your phone. I'm sorry, but there's something wrong with it. Yeah. You know what? Let's. We were just going off like schedule for that like whole last 20 minutes or so. No, who cares? I hope you guys are digging this. I'm sorry it's not very eventful today, but
we lost what we had to do.
We lost. We didn't really do much of it in the news today because Zack's not here to be on Reddit for us. Our guest bailed. I don't know where he is. It's not the same. It has to be on Reddit because
it has to be on Reddit and it has to be from Zack.
Yeah, I know. Zack the master. Zack's the master and he's our news guy. But
and go jump off that building.
But
let's. I can parachute at any time.
Good.
Wait. Okay.
What else?
Now I can parachute.
That was the worst parachute ever.
Anyway, what else should we talk about? Oh yeah. So tomorrow I'm going to a party. I'm going to a party, dudes. Not just any party. Hold your pants up for this one, boys. I'm going to a NASCAR party.
Damn.
Yeah, if you think I'm not white trash enough.
Oh, we all think you're white trash. Don't worry.
Oh,
It's not that I hate my family because there's going to be great food there. I'm making wings, but
that's good.
Oh snap!
I cannot stand NASCAR. What's the point? You're watching cars drive in a circle. No wonder rednecks always drink. You have to be drunk to watch this.
Wow.
You have to be drunk to watch this.
Dad watches. Actually, no. Indy 500's way better.
Yeah, Indy cars are cool. Those Grand Prix races in Europe are cool because they got fast cars going on streets. But you're watching NASCAR. They go around a lap 350 times. The car, like I went to the Indianapolis 500 in stadium. Excuse me. Oops. Anyway, I went to the where they
survive.
I know. He faded before I could.
Anyway, I went to the Indy 500 museum and racetrack this summer on my road trip, and it was actually pretty cool. They got a bunch of old cars there and stuff, and I was like, okay, we got a bunch of old cars there, and I got to sit in one of them. But I just don't dig NASCAR. I mean, I don't know. I don't have problems against most of the people who watch NASCAR. I mean, my family naturally, but maybe not the Southern people, but
It's too uneventful now. I mean, it's really.
oh, and he takes a turn around a loop, and he takes another turn. I mean, the only reason I watch NASCAR is just to see someone crash.
Yeah. See, the thing is it's safe now.
And the bet and win money.
It's good. It's good that it's safe now. It's a lot better because people don't die now. But I mean, you think about it, it was a lot more interesting because like the old times, you'd watch a car go spin out, smash into a wall. The guy'd get out, barfing everywhere, and it'd be hilarious. I mean, but nowadays it's just
that hilarious.
yeah, it's hilarious to watch someone go barfing everywhere after they spin out and almost die.
Danny,
Yes.
you're an insensitive bastard.
Thank you.
Shut up.
Everyone knows that.
It's funny enough, as you know, I called Danny Weasel, and I didn't realize where I got this from. I'm watching Johnny Bravo the other day, and if you remember from season 2 and stuff, he had his buddy Carl on the show, and Johnny either calls him you weed or you weasel. I had no clue. I got that from Johnny Bravo.
Weasel's also the name of the really, really stupid gangster in Black Ops Mob of the Dead.
I wouldn't know that. I don't play video games much. You know what? Wow, we've been 35. Well, we've been doing 36 minutes or so. Which is actually pretty cool. We were able to get a show in.
Let's bring it up to about 40 minutes.
Nah, I really don't. I don't have much to say. I mean, that's it. I mean, we'll probably possibly next week we'll have the Kaminskis on the show, so we'll have a good interview for you people. Maybe we'll have Tom on. Maybe we'll just have Zack on. Maybe I can get some good cartoon talks going on about great cartoons. Maybe I can get Danny and Matt to watch some Cartoon Network shows on the computer or something. But let's just call it a day. I mean, I don't have much more to say, and my throat hurts because I've been eating spicy potato chips and drinking soda the whole time, and my throat hurts. So, Matt, you have any final thoughts to say?
Check us out on our website.
That's Dan. Shut up. That's Danny's.
That's my line.
That's Danny's line. But anyway, thank you, Matt, for taking Zach's place. And now Danny's going to. Oh, before I forget, I'm just my portion before you go on. The website's finished. We're online. I posted it on the Facebook page. I'll post it on the new video in the page there. But I've revamped it. I gave it a big lube job. We'll just call it that. I don't know, but I fixed it up. It looks good. It looks like a real website, and it looks professional. Maybe if we get money, we can get the full version, so I can fix the URL because I don't like the.
If anyone knows us and wants to donate, don't hesitate to give us money.
We take all types of money: Canadian money, English money. American money, big time. Italian money.
Really ancient old money that we can sell for a lot more money.
Anyway, even if you want to pay some chicken, we can have a big chicken, fried chicken stuff.
Chicken bonus.
Yeah. Okay, so now Danny's going to tell you what he's been telling you the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, so don't forget to check us out on Facebook, Twitter, all the cool social stuff that I do not know anything about because I don't use any of that cool social stuff. But do not worry. Check us out anyway. Have a great day. Check out the website. Make sure to watch all our old podcasts.
Facebook, we're Nerds World official page or something like that. Twitter, it's like Nerds World Podcasts or something like that. We'll give you the link to the website in the video. And I'd like to thank you because now we've hit a milestone. We've hit a milestone for YouTube. We're at 5 subscribers now.
Wow.
Congratulations. If you're listening and you're subscribed, we love you.
If you're not subscribed.
Well, actually, technically, we only have 4 because one of them's me.
You subscribe to yourself. Yep. But, yeah. Oh, and I have a little fun thing that we can do that I have not discussed with anyone else. On YouTube, if you want to post a comment on one scale 1 to 10 how annoying you find me. Yeah. We'll pick a winner, and then whoever the winner is, we'll just say their name.
Post on Facebook, post it on Twitter, post it on YouTube, give us an email. Post it in the school. I don't care. Punch him in the face. Post it on his back. Tattoo it on his skull. That's our new promotion. Tell us how annoying Danny is. Tell him how big a weasel he is.
That's our weekly promotion. Do not forget to do that, and we'll pick a random person.
Not weekly. No, we're making this until I get enough comments and I feel it's substantial. It's going on for a while. And you know what? that's the end of our show. We're at 40 minutes now, and we're going to call it a day. So thanks for bearing with us this whole episode. It was kind of boring today. Hopefully we'll spice things up next week. But thanks for coming on. Thanks for checking us out. Check out some of our old episodes. And no. So goodbye. Thank you.
Goodbye.
Peace and love. John Lennon's amazing. Goodbye. Good night. Bon nuit. Jimi Hendrix is amazing. Goodbye.